I'm going to kick it off at where am I at in my life? I'm single. And some people get it confused when I say I'm single, that I'm not out here dating, like I'm not out here in these streets. But I am, you know. I got somebody different every night. You hear me? But when I say I'm single, I'm only single until I get married. Like, pretty much, I could meet my husband at my wedding. Only because my fiance didn't say I do fast enough, you know? That's life. But I'm starting to realize being in your 30s is weird. Very weird for dating. You know, I see you shaking your head. Yeah, and you got on a scarf, so you gave up on life. Yeah. You know? When your neck always cold, you know you're not going to get a man. You know, you just... You know, men like necklines, you know. It's crazy because being in your 30s is weird. In my 20s, boy, life was easy dating. I was allowed to be optimistic. Yeah. In your 20s, whatever you said you wanted in a man, you got it just like that. And in my 20s, I used to love to write lists. Manifest. I wanted a man that was tall, dark, handsome, with muscles and a good hairline. And I would get him. But now that I'm in my 30s, I'm realistic. My list has really changed. Now I want a man that's loving, caring, supportive, financially stable, and a family man. Yeah, look at the ladies like, yeah, we need a family man. We just want him to have 2 eyes and a job. That's it. And I realized in order for me to have that new list, that my lifestyle requires a man with body fat. And so now I look at life different. Every time I see a man with a little stomach, I'm like, ooh, he got a good job. Yeah, you got benefits. I see it. Yeah. I get turned on by those dad bods now. Yeah, every time I see a dad bod, I know he eat, I eat, we eat. Life is different now. Because in my 20s, I used to have a little fetish for 6-packs. If a man had a 6-pack, in my mind, I was like, ooh, I'm going to have sex with him. Because ladies, we know as soon as we look at a man. I was like, ooh. If he had an 8-pack, I was like, I'm going to get pregnant. I wasn't going to keep the baby. I was just going to get pregnant. Because a man with an 8-pack can't take care of a family. No financial stability at all. He can't even feed you correctly because people that work out a lot, they have weird eating habits. They eat a lot of boiled chicken. That's where you take a chicken breast, you drop that in boiling hot water till it's fully cooked. You take it out, no seasoning. You cut it up like cocaine. And you meal prep that and you eat that every single day. And I deserve a better lifestyle than that. So now in my 30s, boy, I get turned on by back fat. That's my shit right now. Every time I see a man with all this right here, I call them love handles. Yeah, you got them love handles too. Look at you. Your arms ain't touched your waist in years. I love it. Yeah, just arms just always resting on it. That's sexy. Every time I see those love handles, I like to walk up to the love handle and slap it like it's a fat ass. Like, hey. She know. Then you gotta finger it just to tenderize it a little bit. You know what I mean? But ladies, don't smell your fingers because anything you finger don't smell good. A lot of lint in there, sweat, maybe a tooth you could get bit, so you got to proceed with caution. Reason why I get turned on now in my 30s by love handles is because I'm like, oh shit, he owns property. That's a house body, 401k body, life insurance body. You know what I mean? Now when I see muscles, I'm like, ugh, apartment body. Now when I see a man with a 6-pack, I'm like, run, bitch, he got 6 roommates. Get out of there, abort. They in bunk beds. It's scary. It's so scary. Only reason I entertain being in a relationship right now, it's only one reason. My family is on my ass about having kids. That is the topic of discussion every time I go home. Hey, when you gonna bring us some grandbabies? And I was like, don't y'all want me to get married first? And they were like, nah, we're past that. Come home a single mother, that's all we want. That's where you at in your life. I'm like, y'all not gonna wait. Because see, my family think it's strange that I'm in my 30s with no kids. That's strange to them because my mother got pregnant at 16. My grandmother had 3 kids before the age of 19. I was like, wow, grandma, that pussy was hot. Because sometimes when we see older people, we don't think that they had sex at one point in their life. We don't look at them like that. Because my grandmother's in her 80s and she has the shakes. So everybody treats her like she's old and innocent. But every time I go home, I like to remind her of her glory days. I like to whisper in my grandmother's ear, hey, grandma, you remember you used to be out here fucking and shit? I was like, grandma, you was fucking! She remembers, too. She remembers. And I didn't realize we treat older people how we treat children. We just prop my grandmother down in front of daytime television and that baby sits her all day. It's like giving a kid an iPad. So she's been consuming a lot, you know? So the other day she tried to front me out because I'm in my 30s with no kids and she ain't seen a man around in years. So she said, baby, are you gay? I said, damn, grandma, where you learn gay from? That's progressive. She was like, Dr. Phil. I was like, no, grandma, I'm not gay. I'm bi. Not bisexual, bipolar. And men don't like crazy women anymore. 7 years ago, I used to thrive. You hear me? You look crazy. I see it in your eyes. I used to thrive. Yeah, you got crazy hair. Yeah, you done did some shit. I see it. Yeah. It's crazy. I used to thrive. Like, I would key your car just because it was Monday. Yeah, when you went to sleep at night, I would cut little pieces of your beard hair off just to let you know when you woke up that I was close to your neck. Don't play with my love. My ex, I remember he used to go to work every day like it was no problem. One day, I just laid in the back seat like I was in a coffin. And when he got to a stop sign, I just punched him in the face. Just in case he thought about cheating, I want him to know I'm always lurking. I'm like an insurance company. I'm everywhere you can't be. You know what I mean? But men nowadays, they don't like crazy women at all. That's a turnoff to them. Men nowadays, they like peace. Yes. You hear that? Number 1 survey answer says men like peace. Where all the men that like peace, clap it up. Anybody else? Yeah, you see that, ladies? Yeah. You see how proud they are? That is gay as fuck. Real men don't deserve peace. Matter of fact, switch that liquor out and get this man a Bud Light. You know what I mean? And I used to be toxic, but I'm getting less toxic as I get older, you know. As you get older, it's a lot of energy to be toxic. Nowadays, I have to sleep for 2 days if I'm toxic. Like, it just requires so much energy. In my 20s, teens, I could light the city on fire and not sleep for 2 months. Just destroying a life, you know what I mean? But I remember recently, you know, sometimes people awaken my toxicity. This guy sent me a dick pic, so I sent one right back. You know what I mean? And just going back and forth for him, like, why would you do that? I said, why did you do that? Why is it ugly? Why is the floor dirty? Are you circumcised? All this stuff I was sending back, and it was just so draining. It was so draining. I was like... And a lot of people, they always like to question me. They're like, yo, Daphnique, you couldn't be that toxic. What's the most toxic thing you ever did? And I had to think long and hard. And I remember, I was in a relationship for 7 years. 7 long years. And we broke up one day, and we just went our own separate ways. And that's what I don't like about relationships nowadays. You break up with somebody, you can never speak to them again. Like you didn't exist every day with that person prior. And that's crazy. 3 months post breakup, I was checking my ex's Instagram every day from my private page. Not a lot. Not a lot. Just like 5 or 7 times a day. I'm already on the gram. I might as well swing over there, see what he got going on. 3 months post breakup, I look at his stories and I saw that he had a new girlfriend and he took her to Hawaii. And that had hurt my soul because I had been asking him to take me to Hawaii. So he took her on one of my dream vacations, even took her on some of the stuff I had planned. 3 months post breakup, they did the corniest thing ever. They went to the beach and they put a heart in the sand and wrote their initials in the heart. That was so corny, even though I would want to do that corny shit, but it was corny. Just 3 months post breakup. So I sent him a text message and I said, hey, I'm pregnant. Yeah. Just to shake shit up a little bit, you know what I mean? You can't have a dream vacation when you know you got a baby on the way. And I didn't stop there. No. My work was not done. So I went on Amazon and I got a fake pregnant belly, the silicone kind. And I started doing weekly updates like, hey, y'all, baby loading, guess the gender. His mother hit me up like, hey, can we come to the baby shower? And I was like, no, forget y'all. Y'all not invited. That lasted for about 3 months. I was 6 months pregnant. I was ready to give birth. I was like, yo, I can't do this for another 4 months. I'm done with this pregnancy. So I just stopped posting about the pregnancy and I just started posting my regular body again. But I didn't realize so many other people had got invested in my storyline. So I started getting messages like, hey, Daphnique, what happened to the baby? Where's the baby? The baby, when is it coming? So I was like, oh shit, I didn't think that far. But I had to think quick, so I logged back on the Amazon and I got a hospital gown and a little fake IV. You can buy those. Just put it in your arm with a little tape. And I laid a white sheet on the table and I was like, hey y'all, the baby didn't make it. And him and that girl broke up and I feel good about myself. That's why I tell any man who dates me, if you want peace, you better suck a dick, because this pussy come with anxiety. I'm here to shake up your life. And the crazy part about dating, period, now is everybody's like, yo, you got to get on these little dating apps. That's the thing now. That's why it was so hard for me to let go of my ex. This shit was over a long time ago, but I didn't want to be back out there in the world searching, trying to meet people new. Because, see, what I don't like about meeting new people is I have to run through everybody that I don't really like in my life that I want to talk shit about. I got to catch you up to date. That's just too long. You know what I mean? I want somebody who already know to come in episode 8. Like, I don't want to go to episode 1 again of my life. But I miss men being aggressive. I remember everywhere I went, I could count on a man to be like, hey! But y'all men, y'all lost that beast in you. That hunter in you. Yeah, look at the men laughing like, ah, yeah. Men nowadays, they don't even have that in them no more. Let me hear your beast. That's a good noise if you go to prison. That is perfect. You know what I mean? But don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Y'all look like y'all met at a Christian camp, so don't feel bad. You don't know how to be aggressive. I can tell that ain't in you. Got 2-parent household. I can see it on your face. People from single parents, we know to be like, hey! Our mama wasn't home. But it's not your fault, though. It's no man's fault, you know, because the world got sensitive. So nowadays, a man just walking up to a woman saying, how beautiful, can be borderline sexual harassment. Ain't that right, fellas? Yes. Yeah, those are the men that sexually harass. Yeah, yeah, forget these bitches. All I said was nice titties. And you got an attitude. You shouldn't have came outside with those They run in my family. I can't hide them. And it's crazy because I hate to tell you, fellas, if you ever been accused of making a woman feel uncomfortable, because some men have. If you've ever been called creepy or a weirdo, it's because of one 4-letter word. Just 4 letters. You're ugly. Some of you don't want to laugh because it hits home. Because don't nothing make a woman feel more uncomfortable than an ugly man. Especially when she out here thinking she looking her best and one of them trolls just come up like, hey, how you doing? You're like, oh my God, call the police. I am uncomfortable. He is creepy and a weirdo. That's why whenever I see people get canceled in the news, I look at the picture and I automatically read the photo. And I'm like, oh shit, Harvey Weinstein, #me too. But if it was Leonardo DiCaprio in that hotel room, I'd be like, #me next. I'd be in that hotel room like, do me like you did that bear. Get another Oscar. It's crazy. That's why I tell some of my friends, they be like, women be tripping all the time. I'm like, nah, you just ugly. That's where that song come from. UGLY, you ain't got no alibi. Your ugly ass going to jail. That's what it is. Men used to have that beast in them. Like, they'd be like, hey, you could walk past a construction site. Now I walk past a construction site, it'd be dead. They just be eating sandwiches, taking lunch breaks and shit. I'm like, y'all don't see me? They be like, yo, bitch, get out of here. For you gets us in trouble. Damn. It's 1800 out here, you know what I mean? But I used to take advantage of men being aggressive. I saw the shift post-pandemic. Pre-pandemic, I was walking down the street past a group of guys. It was 3 of them. One of them ran up to me, so sweet. He said, hi. I said, hi. He was like, how are you? I was like, I'm great. He said, can I get your number? And I said, no! Because I didn't know the pandemic was coming. I thought I still had more days outside to reject more men. So I was arrogant. I was like, no. And he said something and it stuck with me like glue. He was like, yo, you're going to regret this. And regret is such a strong word from a stranger. You don't expect to hear that, but regret? Like, you don't know my life, sir. That actually repeated it back and laughed. I was like, regret? Ha, 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 ha. I think about that man every single night. I wonder, did he start a family? Is he still looking for me? Here I am. I have humbled myself. Did he catch COVID? Did he make it? Did he get that promotion? I saw it in his spirit, you know? But my friend told me the other day, she was like, yo, you got to be a little more aggressive. She was like, you can't keep waiting on a man to hit on you. It's a new time. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, go out there and get what's yours. She was like, you got the big beast in you now. And I was like, okay. But I think I took it the wrong way because I went out there and I tried to approach a man and I was like, I just went up to him and I just thought of the most aggressive shit I could. And I was like, yo, give me that dick. And he was like, yo, what's wrong? You good? You got rabies? I was like, no, I was just trying a Republican approach, just grab you by the balls, you know what I mean? Let's celebrate January 6th together, you know? Men don't like aggressive women, though. You hear him saying, nah, yeah. And my ex, whenever I didn't want to have sex with him, I would be aggressive. I'd just jump out like, let's fuck it. Men don't see that coming. They can't get hard off aggressive women. They're just like, oh, shit, oh. But I don't like to approach men at all. Nope. I feel like men should approach women at all costs. Because men are used to rejection. Yeah. Men are used to rejection. Most men, you ask them, have you ever been rejected? They say, yeah, I've been rejected. What do you do when you get rejected? Next. Then they find their wife. That's simple. Women, we get rejected, it hit our egos. Boy, that is enough to hurt you for life. I'll never forget the day that I got rejected. I was 13 years old. I was madly in love with this guy, and I did everything to get his attention, and he just didn't love me the way I loved him. So as an adult, I went to therapy to process that rejection. And the reason why he didn't love me the way I loved him is because he was my cousin. A couple of people in here from Florida. Georgia, Alabama, Germany, Mexico. Where we at? You know what I mean? Guatemala? Come on. Sometimes your first love is your cousin. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You say that out loud in America, and they think it's weird. They like, ugh, you would date your cousin? But if you statistically Google, 1/3 of the entire world actually marry their cousins. So I'm very progressive. And I remember finding out it was weird, though. My mother broke it to me. Like I said, my mother got pregnant at 16, so sometimes the way she parented me was that of an older sister and not that of a mother. So when she found out I liked my cousin, she called me over one day. She was like, hey, you got a little crush on your cousin? And I was like, no. She was like, yes, you do. I see it in your eyes. You're going to have a retarded baby. And I was like, what? She was like, yep, your baby going to be like, eh. And I was like, ooh, I don't think you're supposed to parent me like this. Where's grandma at? She's in her 30s. We need a real adult over here to assess this situation. Baby, your mama right. And some people, they think it's crazy that I had a crush on my cousin. I was 13. I never had sexual thoughts at all. It never got sexual. All my thoughts was just, I wanted to be in his presence. If he went and played with a ball, I wanted to catch it and throw it back with him. If he went to the store, I wanted to walk to the store with him. You know what I mean? Just wanted to hang out with my cousin. Because he had turned into a god over the summer. You know what I mean? Came in with that six-pack, that mustache, started taking showers every day. Because 16 is that age when most men start taking showers every day. You know what I mean? You look about 30, so you only been washing your ass for 14 years, I can tell. Yeah. He's like, yeah, that's about right. And my mother, she always wanted to make sure that it never went sexual. So whenever she would see me playing with him, having a good old time, she would get my attention. She'd be like, hey, baby, hey, look over here at mama. Hey. We gonna watch that movie Radio again. That was my favorite movie. It's crazy because I've been watching the news a lot lately. I used to not be a news watcher at all. Yeah. I used to be one of those type of people that get all my news off of social media. They say 1/3 of Americans nowadays get all their news off of social media. And I would just share whatever moved my spirit. But then I would always get these fact checkers like, yo, Daphnique, this isn't real news. Do your research. And I was like, blocked. People who don't let you believe what you want to believe. I'm just like, yo, stop trying to guide my life and worry about why you don't have a job. You know what I mean? Why you ain't seen your kids in 5 years. You on here telling me what to do, Dad. But I started to watch the real news, CNN. Some good stuff on there. I feel like you got to choose a side, CNN or Fox News. Got to always choose a side. A couple of people in the middle like, you know. I used to watch CNN, and one news topic stuck out to me. I saw that in Libya, they're selling black men as slaves. Have you guys seen this? No. This is crazy that this is world news. On the other side of the world, history is actually repeating itself. They're lining black men off of a boat dock and selling them into slavery. And they're tall, dark, handsome with muscles and a good hairline. And when I saw that, I was like, ah! You mean to tell me I can buy a black man for $400? I go to Libya like, oh, give me him. No, not him. Come back to America and pass him out to all my single girlfriends like, oh, you get a man. It's a black man under your seat, you get a man. Wedding season 2024, here I come. Like, that's where I'm at in my life. I would buy a husband. Some people like, what? I'm like, yeah, this just some 90 Day Fiancé type stuff. Yeah. Give me a little husband. See, because what I don't like about nowadays is that when people break up with you, they can break up with you over the stupidest stuff. Back in the day, a man could have 5 families in the same neighborhood, come home, beat your ass, didn't come home, and people stayed with each other. That was it. That was life. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, next time I know not to put too much salt in the spaghetti. And you learn to be a better person. But nowadays, since men can't hit, they just leave you, you know? And that's not fair to me. I remember my ex broke up with me over the stupidest stuff. He said I was a nag. That's what I don't understand about men. We tell y'all not to do something 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and then after that you just claim we're a nag. But it's like, yo, just stop doing it. It's that simple. Right? You're causing me to keep responding to you, not doing it. Because my ex, he kept pissing me off because he kept leaving time on the microwave. That's one of my underlining pet peeves. I would call him in the kitchen like, hey, it's so simple. Open, clear, open, clear, open, clear. Did you not grow up with a microwave? And he was like, why does this bother you so much? Because he wouldn't leave a minute on there. Most of us look through the clear glass. You see a minute, your food starts smoking, you grab it out. You're not paying attention. But he would leave 5 and 7 seconds on there. That just speaks a lot to his character. I was like, this speaks to who you are as a person. He said, what are you talking about? Bitch, you're crazy. I said, no, hear me out. 5 to 7 seconds that you couldn't wait, that means that you're impatient and you don't like to commit. And he was like, yo, bitch, you're going to die alone. And so far, he's been right. See, I want to be in a relationship with someone where the only way they can leave me is they have to buy back their freedom. That is real love. You know what I mean? That's love where you got to learn to love. You know, he's just sick of my shit. Like, yo, I'm leaving. I'm like, what? He's like, I'm out of here. I'm like, huh? He's like, yo, I'm done with you. And I'm like, no. I paid $400, but you owe me $1 million. I think you just need a nap. You sleepy. I love you. We're together. I'm pregnant. I was hanging out with my friend one day, and she was like, yo, I hope Charles calls me back because I tossed his salad. A couple of people know what that is. Yeah. Yeah, you look like you know what it is? Auntie, why? Don't you need to stick your tongue out like, he just gonna drink the beer on that one, yep. I didn't know what tossed salad was because it's actually like a trendy term. That's it. It's very trendy. I do know when you go to an expensive steakhouse that a waiter brings the tray out to the table and he tosses the salad at the table. If you like Caesar salad, he gonna put in lettuce. If you like anchovies, some people don't like it. Put it in, put it out. Croutons, Parmesan cheese, heavy or light dressing. So I thought she told the waiter, don't nobody toss my man's salad but me. And she got up at that table and was like... So I was like, ooh, I bet it was lettuce everywhere. And she was like, what? I was like, lettuce. You so skillful. Because most people eat a salad, we take a fork and we put all the toppings we want on the fork. But then you got skilled individuals that just toss that salad. So I was like, ooh, lettuce. And she was like, what? I ate his ass. And I was like, oh. Because I done had a lot of salad in my life. Ain't none of it ever tastes like ass. You hear that, Canada? And I didn't know women had advanced there. You know what I mean? Because when I'm friends with a woman, we're a team. Like, you're a player, I'm a player, we're a team. If you toss salad, you got to let me know that that's what we doing. We go in the club, and they like, oh, there go those girls. And I'm like... But I don't judge my friends. You're free to do whatever you want. Free to do whatever you want. But once you tell me something, it's stuck in my head for the rest of my life. I bury it in my subconscious. And every once in a while, it'll resurface. My friend, she said, hey, can I stay at your house for a couple of days? And I said, of course. So I went to Walmart And I got a whole bunch of plastic plates and silverware. And I sat them on a little table and I said, hey, you're not allowed to put your mouth on nothing up here in the cabinets. You eat ass, everything you put your mouth on go in the trash. Because we don't do that around here. Because if you think about it, I feel like eating ass is what brought Chipotle down. Y'all remember Chipotle? Remember they had to close 400 locations. Y'all remember that? Because the symptoms are the same. You go out one night, you have a lot of drinks. You start off up here, you fall asleep, you wake up down here, the next day your stomach don't feel right. You was like, oh no, I gotta go to the hospital. And when you ever go to the hospital, they always ask you, what was the last thing you ate? You don't see ass on that checklist. It's not there. You do see other. You could pencil in ass. But then you got to take that to the receptionist at the front, and she going to be like, oh, my God, did you pencil in? Wait 1 second. Let's nurses, doctors, everybody stop saving that life. Janitor, come over here. That says ass. And you don't want to suffer that embarrassment. So what do? You go back to that checklist. They say, what was the last thing you ate? You check other, and you pencil in Chipotle. Damn. They didn't deserve that. So whenever I would see my friend, I would make a little joke. I'd be like, ass. I don't know why I talk in slow motion when I talk about ass. She was like, yo, why you keep making these jokes? That's not funny. I was like, I just be playing. She was like, no, I don't think it's funny. I opened up to you. She was like, maybe that's the reason why you're single. I was like, because I don't eat ass? Well, okay. That's a little aggressive. She was like, no, you should be more open to things. Don't knock something till you try it. And when somebody ever makes a personal attack towards you, that stuck with me. So I went home late at night, pulled open my laptop, made sure all the lights were off, turned the volume down just to only where I could hear it. And I looked it up and I saw a guy, he was bent over a stool, and the girl tossed his salad and he said, oh! And I was like, ooh, it's the noise for me. I don't ever want to do that because I don't want no man making feminine noises in the bedroom like, oh! Ooh, I'm like, he can't fight. That's not a protector. That's the type of man that wear flip-flops and a fanny pack, Imagine somebody pull up on you like, hey, give me all your money. You're like, oh! Like, stand up, get out of that position. Fight for me. If I ever toss a salad, I want that man to be like, ah! Don't you ever do that shit again. I almost punch you in the... Where'd you learn that from, huh? Ah. All right, do it again. Ah! I'm like, oh my God. Almost lost the eye. My last relationship, my ex wanted to be 50-50. Yeah. Any couples here that's 50-50? Don't nobody ever want to admit to it. There's a lot of people doing 50-50. I think 50-50 makes sense. Yeah. Women want men to bear all the responsibility nowadays when women are working, Women are making good money, too. Some women are making more than men nowadays. Yeah. That's something to be proud of, Back in the day, you just stayed at home, got pregnant, you had to keep all those babies. And that was your life. You just raised them and let them off into the world just to do it all over again with your grandkids, But nowadays, we're able to be out here working, being independent, So I feel like 50-50 is fair, but 50-50 has to be across the board. A lot of men want you to do 50-50 financially, but not in every other aspect of life. 50-50 is really taking care of the kids, cooking, cleaning. It has to be 50-50 across the board because I'm helping with the bills, But But a lot of men struggle with that. They want 50-50 financially, but also want you to be a modern woman. And my ex, he was like that. He suffered like that. I remember we went to go visit his family for the holidays. And all the women in his family make plates for the men. So he had told me, he said, hey, make my plate. And I said, I don't know what you want. He was like, make my plate. Okay. And his grandmother over there looking like, make my plate. I was like, and see, I can't have someone talk to me like that because I'm going to be like, yo, you didn't say that last night when I tossed your salad. And you was like, oh, you remember that? Your family know you the pumpkin pie of the family? That's for the white people. Black people's a sweet potato pie of the family. Every time I go home to visit and hang out, like, all my cousins have a lot of kids. Like 5 and 7 kids. They from the South. They just go to work and have kids. That's their life. And I think sometimes, would I ever have a family? Because my mother sat me down the other day. She was like, yo, these kids things gonna pass you by. Kids are gonna pass you by. You know, what are you gonna do if you run out of time? And I thought about it. If I don't ever have kids, I think I'm just gonna catch me a flight over to Somalia, pick me up 2 kids, come back with a whole goddamn family for $757. Got my husband, my kids, we in America, you feel me? Like, hey! Because I know it's a lot of kids in America that need to be adopted. You know, it's a lot of kids here that need homes. But I don't know if I like the mentality of American kids. If I could use one word to describe American kids' parents, it would be ungrateful. You give these kids the world and they want more of your money. You know what I mean? See, when I go get my kids from Somalia, I want child soldiers. Kids that's going to fight for me. Because anytime I ever talk to a parent who got kids, they like, I'll die for my kids. I will lay my life on the line for my kids. I was like, but will your kids die for you? You know? There's been a lot of alien sightings. I want my little child soldiers to be like, rrr. I'm like, yo, put your gun down. We in New York. Wait till we get to Florida. You can turn up in Florida. It's crazy because I had saw a viral video. A mother had bought her daughter a brand new Tesla for her 16th birthday. Tesla. Wow. Most of us don't have a Tesla. I don't have a Tesla. 16th birthday, she bought her a Tesla. I remember for my 16th birthday, my mother bought me a 1996 purple Jeep Grand Cherokee. Yeah. And it wasn't 1996 at all. It's much later. The car was like 8 years old, you know, but I was so happy with that car. This little girl came outside, looked at the Tesla. She said, I didn't want a Tesla. I wanted a Mercedes. And I was like, wow, that's so ungrateful. But that is kind of our culture. These kids, you know, they want what they want. They don't want what you give them. And I bet that mother worked so hard to get that daughter everything. But see, if you got child soldiers, they'd be like, no, mother, we walk everywhere. And those are the type of kids I want. You know what I mean? November 2019, my uncle passed from COVID. And a lot of people like, what? 2019? The world found out about COVID and it shut down here March 2020. So a lot of people don't know that it already had to lead up to that pandemic. So people were already dropping dead. Here's the thing about my uncle. He spent 35 years of his life in prison. So his death taught me about how the prison system handles the death of inmates. And I didn't realize that. Because you can't get life insurance on inmates at all. So my grandmother called me up one day and she said, hey, baby, we got to collectively get together as a family and help pay for your uncle's funeral. And I said, okay, Grandma, what are the options? The first option they give you is they'll ship you the body for $2,000. I was like, wow, Grandma, that's a lot of money. You know, $2,000 collectively, how much has the family come up with? And she was like, baby, collectively, we got $60. So we heavily dependent on you right now. And I'm the type of person, when you put financial responsibility on me, I give you other options. I'm like, hey, Grandma, just see if you can go down to the jail and pick up the dead body and throw it in the back seat of the car. And double seatbelt strap it in, because lifeless bodies tend to be loose, and I don't want it to knock your wig off. My grandma was like, baby, it just don't feel right, me being in the car with a dead body. I said, Grandma, you gonna be in the church with the dead body? What's the difference? She was like, it just don't feel right. I said, okay, Grandma, what's the second option? She said, for $700, they'll ship you the ashes. I said, okay, Grandma, that seems like a great thing. You can have him in the house with you always. She was like, no, baby, he deserves a going away home party. I said, but y'all only got $60. You asking a lot. She's like, baby, just try to figure something out. So I thought long and hard about it, you know. And when I thought about it, I was like, all right, Grandma, I do have a third option for you. For $400, just $400. $400, that's not bad. Y'all got 60, I'll come up with $340. For $400, I go to Libya and get you a son that look just like him. Thank you very much. I'm Daphnique Springs. Have a great night.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into my first self-produced comedy special. I appreciate all of your love, support, and criticism. If you want to show additional support, please head over to my website, imdsprings.com, to purchase comedy show tickets and merch. All proceeds will go to me producing my next comedy special, and I want you to be a part of that. Can't wait to see you live. Love you. Bye.
This Black Lives Matter shit, that was crazy during the pandemic. And one of my girlfriends, she hit me up and she was like, yo, we gotta do more. And I'm like, what more should we do? Like, we done been to 15 marches. She was like, nah, but we gotta do more. And I was like, well, what else do you wanna do? She was like, I'm sick of these cops killing black men. And I was like, but you done had 10 abortions. You've killed more black men in the city of New York City. Bitch, all your kids gonna be in heaven. Like, bitch, who was you? Why you marching for them other people? Why you ain't marching for us? And she was white. I was like, damn. You better stop fucking these niggas killing these babies.